What's going on, people? Today I'll be reviewing Aquaman in Blu-ray and 4K, and I got that coming up for you next. So guys, what can I say? This entire month has been kind of crazy, and the releases lately have been piling up on me. I wish I could have gotten this to you guys sooner, but this is as soon as I could get it to you guys, so here it is. I have already reviewed Aquaman when it came out in movie theaters, and you can check out that review right over here. It's a damn good one, so check that out. And if you like what I'm talking about in this video, I do a whole lot of this stuff, so subscribe right down here. And hey, since this is a late review, comment down below if you have seen this already. Let me know what you thought of this, because this is one that everybody is talking about. Now, so since I have reviewed the movie already, I am going to go straight into the video quality, starting off with the Blu-ray, just because that's where I always start off. And this Blu-ray looks fantastic, and that is because of the fact that this was shot all digitally. And let me tell you, grain haters, you are going to love this one. This is crystal clear and razor sharp edges all throughout this. And especially you know, when you get that IMAX format that the Blu-ray and the 4K Blu-ray provides. It is a lot of the underwater scenes, as far as I can tell, and the whole end action scene. It is phenomenal. Just the overall spectrum of color and the detail, and I just love the design work that is done in this movie, and it is just recreated perfectly in here on Blu-ray. And you know what? I'm gonna have to give this a 10 out of 10. It is absolutely gorgeous. And getting straight into the 4K copy here. Now, this is a 2K digital intermediate, so this is upscaled to 4K, but don't worry about it, people, because they have given us Dolby Vision support here. So this is just going to be one of the stronger Dolby Vision discs out there today. I'll talk about it a little later, but it is, you know, really phenomenal. But just to get into the clarity and the sharpness here, it is razor sharp with so much clarity. I am talking the best of the best as far as 4K goes when it comes to sharpness and clarity. And when you're talking about detail here, you can see so much detail in the you know, the pores of people's faces, and the clothing, and the texturing of the clothing as well. And then when you're talking about the CG here, I feel like you know, DC has done a great disservice by just overly relying on bad CG, but the CG is stepped up in this world, and it looks phenomenal. Finally, you can see what they have been going for quite a long time now, and there is so much detail in this CG that it is just really well done. And then when you are getting into the HDR and the Dolby Vision here, this is such a standout. I was so blown away by this, guys. You know, when you're talking about a disc that is reference quality, that shows the full color spectrum and really pushes your TV to the limits, this is it. This is the one, and it's truly phenomenal. And that is just because of the range of colors here. You know, you do get the washed out colors on land, specifically during, like, you know, overcast skies and all of that. Largely that is towards the beginning half of this film. But then when you go underwater into the sea, you get such an array of colors that it is something totally different than the above water scenes, and it is just awesome, unbelievable. It comes off the screen so well, it is almost blinding. And with the Dolby Vision here, it just makes it pop that much more. I really feel like this is a Dolby Vision showcase for you guys. I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. This is some great stuff. And I'll tell you another thing that's great is that whether you buy this on Blu-ray or 4K, you get the same Dolby Atmos mix. And I just want to point out that the DTS HD 5.1 mix is not put on this disc. And so what that means is you don't have to switch that over to Dolby Atmos, and the default isn't DTS HD. I know Warner Brothers loves doing that for some reason, but you don't have to do that here. And so getting into that Dolby Atmos track, this is phenomenal and another reference quality showcase, really. I mean, when you are talking about bass response, and that is just so diverse and just has so many levels to it, and just really conveys the scope that this movie chooses to convey. It is all here, and there are just so many levels to the bass response here. It is so dynamic. It's truly unbelievable, people. And height speaker work is in heavy use, whether you're talking about the score or you are talking about action scenes. It is just really well used here. Surrounds are heavily used. This is a very wide and very dynamic mix that really feels just expansive because of the aggressiveness in these surrounds. And I just really love the speaker separation also. I do not have a complaint here. Truly, this is just a perfect mix in my mind, and that is why it is getting a 10 out of 10. And when you get into the digital copy here, you will notice that this is a Movies Anywhere digital copy, which means that you can view this in 4K on iTunes and on Vudu, along with other platforms. And getting into these special features here, all of the special features are just on the Blu-ray disc. None of them are on the 4K disc. You get a decent amount of featurettes here, but they aren't really crazy informative. I'll give you a short breakdown here. You have one that goes into the world building that is done in this movie. You get into the comic books and adapting it to the screen. You get into Jason Momoa becoming Aquaman, James Wan and his directing and what he viewed this project to be. You get a scene breakdown that I thought was actually pretty cool, and you get a few other featurettes that really are about 10 minutes long. So in all total, it comes out to about 100 minutes of special features. That is a decent amount of special features, but unfortunately none of them are on the 4K disc, and for that I am going to give this a 6 out of 10, and I could have gave this a little more if a little bit more effort was put into the actual special features and the information that they had in there, and with if they actually put some of them on the 4K disc. But what are you going to do? And getting into my last looks at Aquaman. This is a silly movie that has some questionable acting at times and does try to cram a whole lot into itself. With that being said, it is a whole lot of fun, and Jason Momoa finds his voice as the character of Aquaman. I have a whole lot of fun coming back to this movie, and guess what? I'll probably watch this again soon just because of the amount of fun that I have with it. And if you didn't watch my movie review of Aquaman when it came out in theaters, I gave it a 8 out of 10. And whether you're watching this in 4K or on Blu-ray, you come out to the same grade of a 34 out of 40. That is pretty damn good, and that is just because of the fact that the movie is pretty good, but the actual video and audio quality is amazing here. And look, if you are a 4K enthusiast, or you just love the new Atmos tracks that have been coming out, this is reference quality material. People, pick this up. That is your homework. Go out and pick this up if you haven't already. And so next on the channel, I do have to review Bumblebee. And after that, I actually just watched Glass in 4K. I just picked that up today, and I will be getting that out to you shortly. And thank you all for watching this video. You guys are great. I don't even need to say it because you know it. And I will see all of you next time.